All right, here we go with the July 18th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East here along with you. Our highs yesterday, pretty steamy all across the region. 95 in Columbia, 96 in Fayetteville, 95 the high in Greenville. How about 98 in Raleigh? A lot of 90s on the board in the Triad viewing area yesterday. 94 in Burlington, 93 in Greensboro, across the Charlotte viewing area, 92 in Gastonia, Monroe, and 93 Wadesboro, Rockingham, Boone up to 81 yesterday afternoon. But a bit of a weather setup change for today in parts of the Carolinas. One little trough has moved in and brought in some drier and slightly cooler air, which I'll show you in just a second. And then here, as we get into the weekend, here's our next system diving in. Upper level trough that moves in and probably provides us with a few days of some unsettled weather as we do get into the upcoming weekend. All right, some coastal cameras during the 5 a.m. hour this morning. Pretty quiet stuff overall. There's a look at Beaufort along the North Carolina coast. 78 degrees the temperature there as we start off this Wednesday morning. And we'll take a peek here at Morehead City. Pretty quiet. 97, I should say 77 degrees. That'd be something. 97 at 5 a.m. But 77 degrees there in Morehead City. As we start the day, there's some Triad area cameras. We'll take a peek, say, at Winston-Salem State this morning. Temperature at 73 degrees to begin the day. And finally, there's the Queen City of Charlotte. Looking good. Temperature 71 as we begin the day. And again, a bit of a different weather setup coming today compared to recent days. All right, there's your temperatures this morning across the Carolinas. Still pretty warm and humid. But you look across the region, all this warm and muggy air we've had in place, at least in North Carolina, getting replaced by some cooler and drier air from the north. How about some 40s this morning in Marquette and Sault Ste. Marie? Green Bay, 55. And a little taste of that drier and cooler air working southeastward. Now, still some unsettled weather this morning near the coast. Some showers and thunderstorms near Wilmington heading out through the Outer Banks. But drier air is settling into much of North Carolina and portions of South Carolina behind that cold front. Now back in the plains, pretty significant threat of severe weather today in eastern parts of Nebraska and surrounding areas. Some big thunderstorms firing back in that region. But here across the Carolinas, most of North Carolina will be rain-free. There's the high-resolution future radar. Maybe Wilmington area still picking up some scattered storms this afternoon. But northern South Carolina, most of North Carolina, largely rain-free. As you get down into the Midlands of South Carolina and down to the coast, those still scattered showers and storms to contend with for today. So some drier air working in, less humidity over much of North Carolina. There are our high temperatures this afternoon. And really tomorrow looks very much the same. A good-looking Thursday weather setup. There's our Thursday afternoon highs. Friday, moisture begins to kind of creep back in, but I still think the upstate and most of North Carolina will be dry Friday with highs that look like that. But then over the weekend, as that next disturbance arrives, there's Saturday, there's Sunday. Not a washout, but I do think a pretty good coverage of scattered showers and thunderstorms as we head into the upcoming weekend and probably continuing on into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. All right, tropical update time. We'll take a peek at the big view. Well, sorry, let me go back to the big view across the Atlantic Basin. If I click the right button here, there's the big view across the Atlantic Basin. Pretty quiet stuff overall. No sign of trouble across the Atlantic, the Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico. So things looking relatively quiet today, and really no sign of any developing tropical systems. I will say some modeling wants to spin up a little coastal low near the North Carolina coast Friday and Saturday. But that would probably not be anything terribly significant, even if that were to occur. All right, that's it for the latest edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.